I want to welcome you back to Mo Talk, who is Sports and Mo. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share.
We are following some breaking news. 3 former Memphis police officers have just been found not guilty on all charges in the state trial over the beating death of Tyree Nichols.
The jury reaching that verdict on just the second day of deliberations. Let's get right to NBC News correspondent George Solis. He's been tracking this. He joins us now. George, take us through the verdict and the reaction inside the court.
Yeah, this verdict was unanimous over the course of 2 days after a trial had started back on April 28th. The jury coming back and delivering a not guilty verdict for all of the 7 counts in this indictment. They are as followed. The most serious, of course, being that second-degree murder charge. You heard the jury there saying not guilty for Demetrius Haley, Tadarius Bean, and Justice Smith. On count 2 for the aggravated assault act in concert, not guilty. For count 3, aggravated kidnapping, not guilty. Count 4, aggravated kidnapping, not guilty. Count 5, official misconduct. And then count 6, which was another count of official misconduct, both not guilty. And then count 7, that official oppression charge, also found not guilty. Within the courtroom, you saw a number of hugs that were taking place, obviously, from the officers there, the former officers, their elation on their faces after this verdict was read. Again, these 3 officers still face the prospect of years in prison after they were convicted in federal court of charges last year. Again, these were for the state charges. Some more reaction coming in forthcoming. We are waiting to hear from attorney Ben Crump, who we understand also put out a statement shortly after this verdict was read. We'll go ahead and get that to you. We have not heard at this point if there's any reaction from the mother of Tyree Nichols, who was one of the state's witnesses in this case. Very emotional, again, during this trial that began back on April 28th. Pretty quick turnaround when you consider how much this jury was charged with, going down this list of charges. 21 counts between the 3 officers overall. But again, at this hour, the 7-count indictment, the jury coming back finding not guilty for all of these charges. And again, we'll wait to see what the sentencing is for those federal charges. Again, this story developing over the course of this case, guys. I should note there were 21 witnesses brought in total. The state only bringing up 5, including Tyree Nichols' mother. Defense bringing 17 witnesses to this case. Again, reaction still forthcoming, and we're waiting to see if the former officers, have any reaction post this verdict, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, so I know we all remember this happening a few years back. And this one here totally caught me off guard, especially seeing that they were convicted on a federal level. I just knew that the state was going to follow suit. But yeah, we see that it didn't. This is one of those instances where we can actually say that we're glad that there is a federal level, because if the state is going to proceed in the way that they proceeded, these monsters would have walked on all charges. Not only would they have walked on all charges, they would have walked on all charges, and then they would have been right back on the streets in police uniforms doing the same thing that they did. There is no reason of going back and revisiting the video of the beating of Tyree Nichols. We all seen it countless of times, and it was nothing less than savage. I don't understand how any jury could come back and find them not guilty, especially not guilty on all charges. And I know that you guys remember them. These were the 3 main ringleaders of the whole deal. This is Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justice Smith. And if my recollection serves me correctly, Demetrius Haley was the fuel that fueled this whole fire. It was because of him that all of this happened. It was him that initiated the stop, that drugged him out of the car, and that beat him, that caused this young man to lose his life. 3 ex-Memphis cops are walking free. And now in the Tyrese Nichols fatal beating case, they've all been acquitted of second-degree murder in the state trial. The jury returned not guilty verdicts Wednesday on all 3 defendants: Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justice Smith on all charges. The former cops were facing 7 charges, including second-degree murder, aggravated assault, and aggravated kidnapping. The jury deliberated for less than 9 hours before reaching a verdict. Tyrese was killed during a January 2023 traffic stop for reckless driving. He initially struggled with the officers, tried to avoid a deployed taser, but was eventually subdued and brutally beaten and kicked for several minutes. He was hospitalized with his injuries and died 3 days later, while the defendant are going free today. They still face prison time after their convictions last year on the federal charges. They have not been sentenced yet. I do believe, and the state proved me wrong, but for something in me, maybe it's just because of a hope or whatever, but I'm praying that the federal level continue to get this right and give all 3 of these guys the max on what it is that they can carry. What's crazy is that Demetrius Haley, being the ring leader in this thing, he faces the least amount of time on his max, which I believe is only 10 years. One of my subscribers made a comment on a video that I did about Diddy. And the subscriber said that if Diddy walks, I would lose all faith in the justice system, in the judicial system. My reply back to the subscriber was, I've lost faith in the judicial system years ago. And here is proof as to why. There is no way. There is nothing that could be said. There is nothing that could have been done that could have convinced me that these guys are not cold-blooded murderers. But this is the country that we live in. That you can kill and it'd be on videotape and you can still walk on all charges. The only thing that they probably have escaped was doing their Fed time, and when it's over with, then they would have to go do their state time. And it would have been awesome if the Fed gave them 20 and 10 and the state gave them 20 and 10, and that's 40 years of their life. Nothing can replace what they have taken from this young man's mother. And if you remember correctly, during the beating, he cried for his mother during that beating. This here was savage. And for the state level to let them walk, all I can say is shame on you. This is Shia Yeshub, and this is Mo Talk. Y'all have a good one. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I want to welcome you back to Mo Talk, who is Sports and Mo. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share.